All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Sunday evening. Another edition of the Knicks Postgame Live presented by Underdog Fantasy. CP the Fanchise, Trataros on the ones and twos. Check out our sponsors at UnderdogFantasy.com. Use our code KFTV for an instant deposit match up to $100. We're hitting the wrong music tonight, man. Knicks at home for the first of a two-game home series against the Philadelphia 76ers. Playoff implications abound, and it was all Sixers all night, man. A Broad Street beatdown as the Knicks could not find their way to the basket, could not buy a basket, and they were looking like the New York Bricks tonight, man. 79-73. The Knicks lose the first one. And Philly, without Maxey, without Embiid, steal one and get their sails back on track, man. Let's talk about it. CP the Fanchise, Alex Trataros on the ones and twos. Special guest on the way. Special guest on the way. A former Knick on the way. Who knows both of these teams very well. That'll be the hint I'll give the people. But while we wait for him, Al, Broad Street beatdown, man. You know what? The interesting thing was that in the win against the Orlando Magic, and when the Knicks beat them, Orlando's coach Jamal Mosley in his press conference with the media said, you know, this is what playoff style basketball is going to look like. They were more physical than us. They won the hustle battle, and they really took it to us. Well, tonight, Knicks got a taste of their own medicine, man, because it was Philly that were the aggressors from the onset and never let off. Never let off the gas, man. I was expecting, you know, this was the lowest scoring first quarter in the NBA, then the lowest scoring first half in the NBA. It was that brutal for the Knicks and both teams, really. I was expecting or hoping for a tale of two halves situation. But give credit, man. I got to give credit because I thought Philadelphia's defense was locked in all night. They did a good job taking out the head of the snake, Jalen Brunson. You know, Kelly Oubre Jr., give him credit. You know, dirty play near the end with DiVincenzo, but I thought he did a great job defensively. Philadelphia switching defense was good. They were very aggressive with the Knicks ball handlers, whether, you know, it was just not giving them an inch to you know, make their forays into the basket or putting two on the ball, taking the ball out of certain guys' hands. And then on top of that, this Knicks offense just couldn't hit, man. 6 of 40 from downtown. 9 of 40 from downtown. I'll give them a little bit more. 22% from downtown. And then on top of that, the Knicks were just sloppy also with the ball, man. 19 turnovers by the Knicks, which led to 21 turnovers. Put some respect on their name. 21 turnovers, which led to 17 Sixer points. The ugliest game I've seen, by far. Ugliest game I've seen, bro.
Well, CP, you said it was the lowest scoring first quarter, the lowest scoring first half. You also forgot to mention it was the lowest scoring game of the season for any team.
Wow.
79-73. The highest scoring game, or the lowest scoring game, I should say, before that was the Clippers win over the Timberwolves, needing only 89 points. So we're now reaching new lows in the season. Not only were we able to hold the Magic to under 80, Sixers, as you said, did the same thing to us. It was just an ugly game, man. It was brutal to watch. My eyes were bleeding. I could not stand watching the Knicks just miss every single shot possible. Open looks, guys taking shots that they shouldn't be taking.
Bad shots, too.
It was horrible. And the thing is that the Sixers were gift wrapping this game towards the end. You had Kelly Oubre missing free throws. You had Tobias Harris missing the technical free throw. This game was being handed to the Knicks, but then you get a Paul Reed 3 to then take it out of reach. And as soon as he hit the 3 with that type of looking jumper, I'm like, this game's just, it's over, written all over at this point. So Knicks need to come correct, man. Come out and win the second game because, look, you had the standings were there for the taking, CP. Okay, we helped out Philadelphia. Philly takes a step up in the standings at this point. They went from out of the plan to being a playoff team, number 6. You know, you had the Magic, I think the Pacers and the Heat all lost tonight. So the Knicks could have really
Pacers beat the Magic. So Pacers beat the Magic. Yeah.
Sorry. Pacers beat the Magic. So the Magic and the Heat lose a game. So you could have gained some more ground, especially if you beat Philly tonight. And this is what you get. This is what you get. Like, I get it. Guys have bad games. Brunson had a bad game. Everybody has a bad game. Brunson, you can kind of excuse because he's always on one, right? But this is the night where you need it, man. No Maxey, no
Yeah.
Embiid. This is the type of game you need to take so that way you can create that separation. You would have won this series tonight. Now we wonder if Maxey comes back for the second game of this mini series between the Knicks
Yeah.
on
And
Tuesday.
they got a little momentum. They got some momentum here.
And if that's the case, man, now you gotta go out there and you gotta go. It's not gonna be their A game because they're still missing Embiid, but Maxey is to the Sixers as Brunson is to us.
Yeah.
So it'll just be more challenging.
I thought their defensive game plan was on point, man. You put your wings on Brunson, made it tough for him. And, even when Brunson was able to get into the paint, I mean, the Sixers just absolutely sold out, blitzed him in the paint. It felt like it was 8 guys out there. It felt like it was 8-5 on many of his drives, man. I mean, they were so aggressive with their help defense on him, and it forced the Knicks supporting cast, and a lot of these guys have been punching over their weight for a long time now, and sometimes you're going to get nights like this where they just get overpowered. And I thought that was the case, man. And so overall, I just felt like they couldn't get into any sort of flow offensively whatsoever. Whether it was Philly's defense, the Knicks lacking confidence with certain guys not wanting to take shots. Outside of Brunson, I didn't think the Knicks got any sort of competent ball handling play from any of their guards. Burks and Bogdanovich were brutal again. McBride was fairly average. They just couldn't generate any sort of offense. Their guards, DiVincenzo, same way. Bad shots, couldn't get the offense into any of a flow. So, in that regard, you had this team basically stuck out there in the perimeter. They were intimidated by Philadelphia with, you had Mo Bamba, you had Paul Reed there in the front court. Thought Batum did a good job detracting Knicks from getting into the paint as well. And then, you had this team basically dancing around the perimeter. But as you said it, in crunch time, when you expect the Knicks to be at their best, that's how you know it was one of those nights. Brunson throws one off the side of the backboard. You get untimely turnovers again. It's one of those nights, man. It was as ugly as it could get for the Knicks tonight. As ugly as it can get, man.
Yeah, man. And look, like, I know they're punching above their weight. I know we're going to talk about the injuries later in this show with the status report on OG, Randle, and Mitch, but we need reinforcements at this point, man. When you talked about how everyone's punching above their weight, I mean, you see not Lowry out there. You see Dante out there just, he had his moments in the first half, but then just started to struggle for the rest of the game. And you can see he was getting taken out of his groove because with the Knicks not being able to attack the paint and get in doesn't create open shots for him on the perimeter. So you saw that they were walking him down. He's not a good guy. He's not good enough to finish around the rim, as we see. Usually when he's cutting, he's looking to pass out. So that second scoring guy next to Brunson, which is Dante, he couldn't even get into a rhythm tonight, which hurt the Knicks. You needed somebody else outside of Brunson. And Brunson 6-22, Dante 6-17. Where were you going to get that tonight? If it's not those two guys, you're hoping for somebody else to show up. But it's tough, man. It's tough to continuously ask guys to play above their class. That's just not what this team is.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're Nick Nurse, it's a worthwhile gamble. Sell out. If these guys are hitting on a night like tonight, if Precious is out there hitting his threes, hey, you take it. But for the Sixers, that fell right into their game plan. So this was a brutal one to watch. Hopefully help is on the way. Hopefully OG's the first one up. And looks like Tuesday might be a stretch in terms of him coming back. Maybe it's the West Coast at some point. Sacramento maybe, or is it Portland? But, yeah, they need to get serious because with 18 games left, the margin of error is getting slimmer and slimmer. So got to get it together, man. 79-73, Knicks fall, man. How you guys feeling in the chat? So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. Special guest coming up at around the 10:30 mark. Let us know how you feel, man. Throw an emoji in the chat. How you guys feel, man? Brian Arante's in there throwing up, man. He's about to be sick.
Pac-Man Maine saying Emmanuel quickly greater than Josh Hart. Well, It's going to be one of those nights, CP.
One of those nights. From the
We're gonna be missing our guys.
Yeah, you know, it was all good just a night ago. Josh Hart was the hero. Put back dunk, Orlando Magic, and look, you know, now.
Oh my God! Please don't sing that song. That song.
Hey, that song is a vibe, though. That song is a vibe.
It is a vibe, but please, no.
Combo. That song is a vibe, though. But anyway, D Block 1757. He's vexed. I was tight all night, man. I was tight. This one hurt. It really did, man.
Man, this was the game.
Bum night.
The Sixers handed this on a silver platter. No Maxey, no Embiid. You have Brunson. Dante's been playing well. You just had a gritty win over the Orlando Magic. Your defense came through. Actually, your defense came through tonight as well.
Yeah.
You held the Sixers below 80 points. You did it again.
Yeah.
You just needed some offense.
Well, this is what I mean. Like, you know, when I talked about the Hart factor and why he's my top X factor, even when Julius comes back, because when you don't know what you're going to have from Julius and things tighten up like tonight, like I expect a night like tonight in the playoffs, right, where it's just like you got to fight for your dinner. In the half court, he's going to have to make those shots, man. Can't be pump faking and turning those down. You're going to have to step into those shots. And he's going to be very important because a lot of fans are looking like, you know, where is Bogdanovich? Where's Bogdanovich? It's a big trade-off. The problem with this guy is that he's so light and soft on defense. It's hard to keep him out there on the floor, even when you need his three-point shooting. Because it's like, who are you going to take out? You have Ihart, who you're trying to get back. He needs help in the front court. You can't just throw Bogdanovich out there at the 4 without paying the price. Sixers were more physical, more athletic, and bigger. You know what I mean? You're going to put Bogdanovich out there and Paul Reed? You're going to get crushed. And Paul Reed hit a big shot in the fourth as well. It's a tricky balance, man, because, you know, the reinforcements that you have, they're just stuck on one side of the ball, if they are even hitting, that it's hard to even get them in there when you need them.
Do you think Hartenstein tonight missing part of the game, especially going to the locker room in the third quarter, not checking in until with 4 minutes left in the fourth? Did you think that hurt the Knicks tonight? Because, you know, he's obviously still dealing with an Achilles injury, right? And if it's Achilles tendonitis he's dealing with, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not mistaken. Like, if you're dealing with something like that, I can understand not playing at 100% or not going like 100 miles an hour as he's accustomed to, just because that feeling in your Achilles, I've experienced it. Like, you're always cautious. Like, you feel like something could happen. You don't want anything to happen. But I feel like even with him playing at, let's say, 75, 80% tonight,
yeah,
he was still impactful when he was out there in the first half, just being a deterrent around the rim. Once you lost our rim protector, these guys, and meaning the Sixers, were able to get downhill and then start attacking the Knicks. I felt like him being out for most of the third quarter really turned this game to the other side.
Yeah, I think you could make that argument as well. And also from a standpoint of, given the fact that the guards were having such a tough time getting into the paint, you could have tried to run through some more offense through Ihart. And, you know, maybe find some more backdoor cutters. You have him taking a couple steps in, maybe throw a floater up here and there. Like, the guards were just having so much trouble, man. And, you know, Philly, for one, they weren't giving him an inch, man. They were really up in there, no airspace. And they were putting the two on the ball. Every time they put two on the ball on either Burks or Bogdanovich, somehow they're stuck in a trap in the corner of the court, ready to turn the ball over. Like, they were completely useless. And so you just couldn't get anything going, forward momentum, any driving kicks, anything of quality. So maybe, you know, having Ihart out there, could they have looked to run some more offense through him? Maybe that would have helped a little bit. But, you know, they also couldn't get the timely stops in crunch time, man. I mean, after the scrum, you had the DiVincenzo and Kelly Oubre scrum, in which Ihart and DiVincenzo got called for technical fouls, which was complete garbage by the referee, the animated referee. And then after that, you had, you know, once he misses the free throw, Knicks get the ball back. I believe they missed a shot, and then you had Paul Reed come back and knock down a 3 after that.
Yep.
That put the Sixers up by 10. Another big shot that they hit was Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry busted a 3. Was it a 3? It was a 3 or 2.
It was a 3.
It was a 3. Yeah, Kyle Lowry. The elder statesman of the Villanova alumni.
He has got to be the most annoying player, CP,
yeah,
since he's left Toronto.
Yeah.
Like, it's more so because we've had to, as Knicks fans, watch him on the Miami Heat and now the Philadelphia 76ers, two teams that, have some beef with the Knicks.
Yeah.
And now he's making big shots against the Knicks consistently outside of Toronto. And it's just annoying, man. It's just annoying.
Crazy.
He was shot 3 of 8 CP from the field, 2 of 5 from downtown, 2 big threes in this game for Kyle Lowry. He was even playing that well. He was just like doing the bare minimum out there.
Terrible,
in my opinion.
Terrible. So they were able to get those timely shots down, and for the Knicks, once again, just couldn't get any clean offense. I mean, once I seen Brunson literally hit nothing but the glass. It's like, hey, that's it. If Captain Clutch ain't got it in crunch time,
him and Dante,
it's over with, man.
They were bricking shots, man.
$20 super chat from the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Everybody throw a hashtag PE in the chat. And he says the NBA is the best league right now in sports. It's no joke. Any given night you can get washed. No bums. They came out the box scratching on face-off. No single player can beat double teams, can beat wing double teams. These are the NBA players, not pickup games, man. Yeah, they did a good job. Sixers definitely did a good job. From the guards, Campaign, Lowry, Kelly Oubre was exceptional tonight on both ends. I mean, you got Kelly Oubre out hustling you. You know you're gonna be in.
Oh,
for a long
it's
bad. you got Kelly Oubre locked in for a game. You in for a long night. Because when he's dialed in, he could be a tough player, man.
Oh yeah, look, there's been many a conversation among Knicks Nation about even getting Kelly Oubre on this team. So
yeah, not
this
for
is just
me.
what he looks like, man, when he's dialed in, as you said.
Absolutely, man. Call us up, 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KnicksFanTV Discord. Special guest coming up soon. Throw some guesses in the chat. Who do you think it is? It is a former Knick player who knows both of these teams well. That's all I'll say. Artman, formerly known as Steve Al, $10 Super Chat says Knicks aren't running any actual plays. Disagree with that. Tonight was a lot of Brunson trying to create one screen and then no more action after that. We need OG back, so Hart go back to his role with the bench. I disagree with that.
Disagree with what?
That he's one of those Knicks don't run plays guys. They run plays. They just got smoked today. Like, you can run plays and it not work.
They run plays, but tonight was very much so the Brunson show. They were looking for Brunson to be just the answer. Shout out to Benji over at Knicks Home School. He tweeted out saying that same thing, and then I had to give him the old "Hey Arnold" clip from back in the day where you had pass the ball to Tucker. That's what it felt like for most of this game. Pass the ball to Brunson. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, they needed a bailout. I mean, who else was going to do much tonight? Who else was going to do something tonight, man? Need Julius. And we will have some very interesting comments from Ian Begley on Julius Randle's recovery. Kind of cryptic and kind of back to what I was concerned about a couple nights ago, Al. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. Harrison Dolan on the Discord. Harrison Dolan, go ahead and unmute your mic. Harrison Dolan going once. Harrison going once. All right, we lost him. All right, we lost Harrison Dolan. Hold on. Do we have Harrison again? Harrison, are you there? Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Me? Hello?
Yep, yeah.
Okay, word. Sorry. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. How you feeling?
Kind of pissed off. I mean, that was the most frustrating loss of the season. It's just what it is. The Sixers defense came to play, and nobody on our team could hit shots, and that's just how it is. But I don't think there's any reason to panic. You know what I mean? We'll get them back Tuesday. The highs only feel so good because of lows like tonight, where it's really frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
But a couple weeks ago I called in, man. I was complaining about the turnovers, and still.
How many cross-court passes are we gonna make tonight?
Oh my!
It was like
God,
10.
Man, it's ridiculous. Like, you can't expect realistically to win the game if 14 minutes in the turnover differential is like 12-2.
Yeah.
got to take care of the ball. Every single possession matters, especially in a slow-paced, defensive, grinded-out game like this one. But we'll get him back on Tuesday. This was a game where we really could have needed Julius.
Yeah.
That strength would have been really important, but we're getting our guys back. Looking forward to watching more Knicks, and hopefully they play better soon.
Hang in there, man. Harrison Dolan on the Discord. Hang in there, man. Call us up, 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KnicksFanTV Discord. Special guest coming up soon. 18 games left, says Dimitri. Clock is ticking, man. Boniac Soto, Al, $5 Superchat says, why not give Milton a chance? What do you guys think? What do you think, man?
Maybe we would have had the Shake Milton revenge game, CP. That's what we needed.
They were looking for the Shake Milton revenge game tonight.
Because we certainly wasn't getting it from Burks.
I mean, he didn't get it from anybody.
Well, he's a former Sixer. I'm talking about revenge games.
I'm Sixer. I mean, Burks played for every damn team. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, the guy just got here. Tibbs being a guy who likes to see things in, 20-game stretches. Maybe he's just here for insurance right now.
20-game stretches?
Yeah.
That's the end of the season. What are we doing here?
I mean, yeah.
Look, I think the only way Shake plays is if we don't have a point guard. He's going to try. He's going to rely on Deuce. He's going to rely on Brunson. Even Dante to work with the second unit. I don't see Shake.
Which is why I don't even see him really even mattering at this point.
Yeah, I think it's just more so insurance than anything else.
Because even when you think of playoff rotation, even if he plays right now, he probably wouldn't crack the rotation.
No, not at all.
So, it just is what it is, man. You can't be looking for everybody to be a savior. Maybe he gets burned. Maybe he gets burned over the West Coast trip. Maybe they want him to ramp up a little bit, get into the playbook. Time will tell. Who else we got in here? Let's go to 484. 484. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Reading, PA.
Reading, PA.
Hey, Hector. Salute to you guys, man. Thanks for what you're doing. I just want to say these people are crazy in the chat. Everybody loses games. It was a bad game today.
Yeah.
Probably get them next time. We got people injured, so have a good night, fellas.
Appreciate it, man. Who do you think the guest is going to be?
What's that?
Who do you think tonight's guest is going to be? We got a special guest coming up, man. Couple minutes.
Nerlens Noel.
Oh, my God. There's no way. I don't want to talk to that guy, man. Have a good night, man.
Wow.
You think I would do that to the people? After a bum night for the Knicks, ugly game. Here's Nerlens Noel. The Nerlens Wall, everybody. Golly.
Can you imagine? Nerlens, when was the last time you practiced on catching a basketball? Yeah. First question. Second question, why are you always injured? Third question, How is that lawsuit going with Rich Paul?
Yeah, right. The Nerlens Wall, man. Let's see if 623 got anything better. 623, what's your name? Where are you calling in from? 623. All right. They hung up. Maybe they got scared. I don't know. I know. Hasib is king. Let's go on the Discord.
Yo, CP.
Yo, how you feeling?
It was a bad loss. So that's giving me up a little bit. So, but man, listen, you can't do much. Shooting poorly from most teams. Man. I feel like they're probably going to lose.
Hasib, we got to drop you off, man. Your connection's kind of choppy. You playing like the Knicks tonight. You got to drop them off. Try back, exit out the Discord and jump back in. See if that works out. Hasib is king, Al. One of those nights, man. Nobody's got it tonight.
Yeah, everybody's out of rhythm.
Everybody's out of rhythm tonight, man.
And that's why our special guest is Alec Burks.
No. I wouldn't even want him on the show tonight, man. Not a chance, man.
Put him in the trunk.
Put him in the what?
Put him in the trunk.
Yeah, it's bummy, man. It's bumming it up.
Oh,
Absolutely.
my goodness.
One of those nights. Chalk it up, throw it in the garbage, get ready for Tuesday. That's it. Adjustments. Very rarely do you see a team win these type of games back to back. So there should be an adjustments. I think there will be a hustle adjustment, an attitude adjustment. They'll lock in a little more and get ready, man. Can't have a night like this again.
Can't. Not like this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not with the standings on the line.
21 turnovers. And it was so bad that after you had the Herculean effort by Josh Hart, right? The Knick-like effort. 4 rebounds in a row. He's all over the court. He's grabbing rebounds here, there, and everywhere. He ends it with a cross-court pass turnover. So in one breath, you're like, yo, let's go. And in the other breath, you're like, we don't need that, bro. Sunday night, cardiac Knicks. I think it was daylight savings time. I'm going to blame it on daylight savings time, bro.
Yeah, I guess technically,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
they did. If it was yesterday, they would be playing at 6 p.m.
Right,
instead of 7
right.
p.m.
The clock is off. They technically started early.
They didn't get enough sleep.
They didn't get enough
their
sleep.
schedules are off. You know?
It's the worst day of the year, bro. Spring forward, worst day
You
of the
look
year.
tired, CP.
Losing an hour, worst day of the year, bro.
You look tired.
Yeah. It's a weird, it throws off your sleeping pattern, man. Throws it off.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, it's a bad day, man. So I think that's what happens. We'll chalk it up to that. Bad shots, daylight savings time.
I was shocked they even started at 7 tonight, not 7:30.
See? What was that about? You're throwing off the mojo. They should have started at 8:30.
You know what would have been a really fair chance for both teams? A matinee game.
Okay. All right.
Well, in other news,
Yeah.
how about Buddy Hield's first time taking a train?
Oh, it was, buddy. For A train, period.
A train,
Wow.
period.
Wow, that's very interesting, man.
Yeah, the Sixers took the Amtrak all the way from
They
Philly
did.
to New York.
They did. It's a nice ride, the Amtrak.
Yeah, man.
Nice ride.
For sure.
I used to take the Excella up and down the East Coast.
Ooh, so you're bougie. Taking
Yeah,
the
I used to do
Excella.
the Excella thing.
Not the regional. You took the Excella.
Nah,
Listen
it's a
to
little
that, people.
slow. A little slow. The Excella, gets you there a little bit quicker. Cut down
You
like
shave off a half an hour. I see
about
what
a
you're trying
half.
to do.
About a half. You got to get to where you're going. You know what I'm saying?
Bougie over here. Let me guess. You're also sitting in business class too, getting some wine.
At times.
Oh,
Yeah, a little happy hour on the business class. It was a good time.
Mr. Fancy over here.
It was a good time. I can't lie about that. Okay. Here's the comments I want to talk about with Ian Begley, man. As we look forward and throw this one in the garbage. Injuries, right?
Yeah.
We got OG, we got Julius, we got Mitch. Here was Ian Begley on the injury update, and had some very interesting things to say here. Let's hear from Ian Begley. Here we go.
More good news for the Knicks on the OG Anunoby injury front. Tom Thibodeau saying Sunday that Anunoby is going to travel with the team on the upcoming West Coast trip, which starts Thursday against the Blazers and lasts 4 games. Anunoby has been doing everything in practice, 5-on-5, taking contact. So the last hurdle here for his return to the court is to get cleared by the team's medical staff. He is close. Tom Thibodeau said hopefully he's going to play on this West Coast trip. So it sounds like Tuesday against Philadelphia is a bit of a reach for Anunoby's return, and it's more likely during that West Coast trip. Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson also going to travel with the Knicks on the West Coast trip, which is also a good sign for those two. But with Randle, he had been doing everything except taking contact, everything that Anunoby had been doing prior to taking contact for a long time. And Randle hasn't been cleared yet for contact. At least he hadn't been as of earlier this week. And there was some concern about, why it was taking so long for Randle to actually get cleared to go back onto the practice floor. take contact with his teammates, because he's been at this stage for a while now where he's doing everything but that. And there's some concern about why it's taken so long for him to get cleared, because as of earlier this week, it hadn't happened yet. He's looked good in all the workouts as far as I've heard, but it's just interesting that it's taken a while for him to get cleared for that contact. Mitchell Robinson, still a ways away for him to return to the court, but he is also making progress, and I think the Knicks are still hopeful that he can come back before the end of the regular season.
All right, Al. So he says OG any day now, maybe Tuesday, but Tuesday could be a stretch. So hopefully West Coast trip. Mitch farther along, so maybe that's playoffs at this point. But Julius, he said Julius was doing light contact, but still doing light contact and not cleared. He said there was some concern there. Your thoughts on that?
I think they're just being cautious, man. He is so important to this team. I don't look at it as a setback. It doesn't sound like a setback. It sounds like the Knicks protecting their second most important player on this team, because he will be needed in the playoffs, and you don't want to risk him getting injured at all in his recovery process and then have him return, earlier than he need be. So for me, I'm not looking at it as a massive concern. I think they're just trying to protect him because, look, playoffs is a totally different game. You're not going to get the same whistle as you do during the regular season, where you get every single ticky-tacky foul. The game gets, it's the window is a little bit more open for them for what will be considered a foul, more physical. And I think they want Julius to be ready for that type of level of intensity rather than bring him back early and not be full of strength, man. That's how I read it as.
Yeah, no, sound like they definitely being very cautious. But, being very cautious with the injury. But that's why I was saying what I was saying the other night, where I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they kept him till the start of the playoffs. Would not be surprised if they take it all the way down to there and see, how much he can heal up between now and then. Just my thought, we'll see. Maybe, things should change. 18 games left. Still got a lot of time. Still about a month left.
Yeah.
So
I still think you get at least 5 games in before the playoffs. Minimum. Like, I think that's what you need for Randle, because you're asking, this guy he's a rhythm player, CP. You just saw at the beginning of the season, like, coming off of ankle surgery, he didn't necessarily have a full offseason, but he had enough of an offseason to, like, get back into rhythm, get back into shape, right? And you saw even those first, 6 to 10 games, he was just so out of it before he really got into that guy that we saw this season, which is a guy who can attack and get to his spot downhill. I just don't see why you'd want to do that for a guy who needs to get into rhythm for the playoffs, where you need to be, that's where you want to be rolling. This is not the chance to say, hey, let's figure everything out. I think 5 games still. I still think 5 games. I still think he comes back during the regular season. I think 5 games is what they probably go with.
What do you guys think in the chat, man? What do you think about Ian Begley's comments there? Are you concerned about the return of Julius Randle? What do you guys think, man? Because the Knicks need him. They
Andrew H in the chat saying, bring him back in July.
Bring him back in July. All right, so Andrew's not too enthused about this playoff run here, I see. Okay, all right. Casey Priebus says, I don't think he's coming back. I think there was more than they are letting on. It's mind games with the Knicks. I'm not sure. He's been out there. I don't think so. I think he's definitely coming back. It's just a matter of when. I don't think he'd be out there practicing and shooting around if he wasn't going to come back.
Yeah, that, and if he was not going to come back, he would get surgery and be ready for next season.
Right.
You don't wait.
Right.
You don't wait until the offseason to then get surgery.
Yeah. And he's traveling with the team. So
he's in progress to come back.
Yeah. I think he is in progress to come back, man. I wouldn't worry about that. Father P says Julius should get surgery. Lopez 104 says I think they are. Say that again.
He probably will get surgery this offseason.
Yeah. Eddie Suarez not worried about it. Keep him in the truck. Okay. All right, man. Knicks lose 79-73, man. CP the Fanchise, Alex Trataros on the ones and twos. Another edition of KFTV Postgame Live. And, guys, man, I want to salute one of our sponsors tonight, and that is Gingerhales Ginger Lemonade, man. Salute to our guys over at Gingerhales. From the original ginger lemonade to the exotic flavors like pineapple, kiwi, strawberry, ale, each bottle is packed with the zing of real ginger and the zest of fresh fruits. The best part is that they ship nationwide. And for our viewers, they're going to give you a 15% off your first purchase with code KFTV. So make sure you guys go out there and support our sponsors over at Gingerhales Lemonade. Okay. Bum night at the Garden for the Knicks, man. Just a night that they just couldn't get right. Let's take a look at the standings real quick. See how things are looking, because there were a couple of games that went on tonight. And so let's take a look real quick at the standings here, Al. And see how we're looking. Okay, so at 37-27, they're a game up on the Sixers, half game up on the Magic, who lost tonight to the Pacers. They're 1.5 games up on the Pacers, who sit in 7th, and 2 games up on the Heat, who fall back to 8th. Now, Miami lost to the Wizards tonight. Lost to the Wizards. Good job, Kuzma and them.
Jordan Poole,
pool party. We knew we could count on you, man. So they lost to the Wizards. That was big. I mean, Miami has an easy schedule according to strength of schedule. See, this is why, you can't go by that. You know
Jordan
what I mean?
Poole didn't even play tonight.
He didn't even play tonight. So who cooked? Who ate for the Wizards tonight?
Kyle Kuzma with 32. Kispert with 22.
Kispert. Okay.
Yeah. Denny Avdia with 16.
Yeah.
Jones with 12, and there you go.
Okay.
The stars were the catalyst for this.
There you go.
Koulibaly.
Okay. Bilal Koulibaly. Okay. All right, man. All right, let me I think our guest is in here, Al, so let me switch screens real quick. Let's get our guest in here. Got to give him a little time to set up. All right, so to everybody in the chat once again, man. Knicks Postgame Live presented by Underdog Fantasy. We were waiting to get our guest in here. He's coming through as promised.
What's going on?
All right, hang tight. hang tight, mystery guest. You're not on the show just yet. I got it. Let me just set up your screen real quick, and then we let the people know. In the meantime, people, throw your guesses in the chat, man. We are giving away a free gift from KnicksFanTV. If you can get this right, who is our mystery guest tonight? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and if you are correct, as I said, man, we will be giving you guys a free gift, courtesy of KnicksFanTV, man. All right, hang tight. Here we go. Special guest coming through here. And we're going to get to him, man. Because he spent 3 seasons with the Knicks, Al. 13 seasons overall in the NBA. The pride of Patterson. No fugazis in here, just real talk in here. Tim Thomas in the building. Tim, welcome to KnicksFanTV, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. It's been a minute. I was supposed to have been on here last year, but God is good, so we got it done.
Hey, in due timing, man. We stay patient and we make it happen. So definitely appreciate the time. 79-73, man. Knicks lose to the Sixers in the first one of 2 in this home series. What you think, man? What you think of the game tonight, man?
I mean, just out of sync, out of sorts, Obviously, the game was about making shots tonight. We didn't make shots, shot the ball terribly tonight, but it was a lot of opportunities where the Sixers was giving us, opportunities to either take the lead or get back in the game. But that's just the nature of the beast, especially around this time of the year. All the teams just trying to gel and get their foot in and get healthy for the playoff run. So, it was a tough loss tonight, but we're still trying to get healthy and still trying to get guys, back into rhythm.
Well, what did you see from the Sixers and Nick Nurse tonight defensively that kind of threw the Knicks off a little bit. What did you think about the Sixers game plan?
I just felt like they matched our intensity early. Every night when you play in the Knicks, there's going to be a dogfight defensively. I felt like, they kind of matched our intensity, early. Playing Oubre on JB, with the size a little bit, kind of, threw him off, I think, a little bit. But, he's still trying to work his way back into game shape a little bit. So, they just matched our intensity very well tonight.
Do you think for the Knicks, like, offensively, is there anything else that they could have done tonight to, overcome the Sixers' potent defense?
No, I mean, listen, the league now is about shooting threes, right? So what did they finish with tonight?
9 for 40.
Yeah, okay, so there you have it. It's 40 attempts. It's 40 attempts. 40 shot attempts. 40 night, man. Yeah, so I mean, hey, you have to chalk it up for what it is, Obviously, when you're not shooting the ball well, and any level, you tell your guys, get to the basket more, get downhill. But this game now is all about spacing and creating and shooting jump shots. So, hey, 9 for 40. What's the chances?
Yeah. True indeed, man. Once again, we're talking to former Knick Tim Thomas here. Knicks lose to the Sixers 79-73. I mean, Tim, based on who these guys have right now, seem like obviously with everybody out, a lot of these guys have to kind of punch above their weight. You ever been in a situation like that where it's just, you just down a ton of players and guys just kind of have to elevate their play just another level up? What's that adjustment like as a team?
Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. It's a team sport. So, you're going to have injuries. You're going to have things that you have to deal with throughout the year. And, guys got to be willing to, to step up. The last game I was at, Jalen was out. I told Dante, I said, Dante, when Jalen is out and Josh doesn't have it going, so you got to shoot the ball 10 extra times that game. So it's just the mindset. I mean, with the trades and everything that we've been doing, we have a great group of guys, once we get healthy. But guys just got to figure out their niche and understand, like, hey, I have to, get going or force it a little bit when other guys are struggling.
Tim, do you think, like, you say, like, Dante needs to take another, like, 10 extra shots, right? If JB's not in the game or if Hart's not having it. Like, at some point, do guys like Dante feel that burden and feel the exhaustion of having to do that for, like, game in and game out if that's not what their role is?
No, I mean, I think as a player, right? I think that's what we all want, right? Everyone wants to be in that position, especially at that level, right? It's all about, the shot attempts. Obviously, the more shot attempts you take, the more chances you have of scoring, more points. So, as players, it's always about the opportunity of being able to get 5 or 6 extra shots throughout the game, especially if you're a player where you're not getting any sets called for you. So in Dante's case, he's not that individual where he's not getting plays called for him. But when you have scoring power out, what is Jalen averaging, 28, 29 or whatever a night, those are points on the board. So you have to look around and you have to say, okay, where are we going to get these points from tonight? So if you're a scorer or if you're a guy that's in the mix of taking, 12 to 17 shots a game, hey, one of your guys are out, you might have to take 25 a game,
And Tim, speaking of the Nova trio, Josh Hart is another guy when we talk about having to sacrifice and just do everything for this team. Up and down night for him tonight, but over this stretch, I mean, damn near 43% from 3 on 5 attempts, almost a double-double, 4 or 5 assists. What have you made of the job that Josh Hart has had to do, especially in light of the Julius Randle injury?
I love what he brings to the table. I mean, he competes on both ends. Some nights I think he settles a little bit too much with the jump shot rather than attacking when he have angles where he can attack. But, for the most part, that's his game, right? He's all over the place. He's a stat stuffer. as we like to call him. But you know, at some point when he gets a little bit more comfortable in certain situations, especially in the playoffs, when JB is getting doubled a lot, you know, he's going to find himself in those situations. So, you know, just being aggressive is everything, you know, because that's going to, you know, pinpoint what defenses or teams kind of scout and do against us, you know, in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing, especially, you know, if things start to slow down in the half court, like having that confidence to take those shots, and, you know, because teams are going to give him the three, you know, he's going to have the confidence to take them and knock those down for sure, especially if, you know, Julius Randle takes a little bit of time to ramp up once he does come back.
Yeah. Or, I mean, if he doesn't feel like taking those shots, at least attacking the basket, you know, getting the big guys in trouble. So, I mean, I think he has a better understanding of it. He's a winner, you know, obviously. So he'll figure it out. You know, he'll figure it out to help us.
Now, Tim, since the OG Anunoby trade has opened a door for Miles McBride to get more playing time, what has your thought been since he's entered the rotation?
Well, I mean, again, it's a team sport, so with injuries and all of those things, you have to rely on your guys. You know, that's on the bench. So, you know, guys just have to prepare themselves and stay ready. You know, I like what Coach is doing overall with, you know, just his game plan, his schemes, with, you know, some of our guys being out, and even the way he, you know, has his rotations to kind of, you know, not burn guys out. You know what I mean? So he's playing enough guys to kind of, you know, get everybody rested, and then he's playing his guys down the stretch to win games. You know, so all of our guys, you know, this year when called upon, has been stepping in and been doing well.
Tim, when you talk about Tibbs, you know, when you were here, it was a time when it had appeared that it was kind of turbulent. Culture really wasn't established. But with Tibbs, you kind of see a structure here, a foundation. They look like they're going to be headed to the playoffs 3 out of the 4 years. You're at many of the games up close and personal. From your vantage point, what's been, you know, some of the keys here over the years that you watching this team in terms of how Tibbs is kind of running things?
Well, I just think, like you said, the foundation of being a defensive-minded coach, that goes a long way. Teams know when you do play the Knicks, it's going to be a dogfight, especially scoring the basketball and the schemes and traps that Coach love to, you know, put on certain scores throughout the season. But that foundation is there, right? So you look at all of the guys that, you know, they made moves for. Those guys are defensive guys that can actually score the basketball, you know. So again, we're in the era now where it's a lot of points scored per night, a lot of scoring. So a lot of organizations have been going out getting the scores, but coaches, you know, fine with, you know, sticking to his strengths, which is on the defensive end, and you know, obviously having guys that can obviously score the ball as well. So. I love the balance. I definitely love the balance, and I love the foundation of, you know, the direction and where we're going.
What's been your impression of OG Anunoby being a New York Knick?
Hopefully coming back soon. They need him back soon as well.
Yeah. No, I mean, he just does so much, man. I mean, he play multiple positions. I mean, it's kind of rare to find a guy, especially in this day and age, that can play, you know, so many positions and do it well, you know. So he's going to guard the best player, you know. He's going to, you know, knock down the shots from that corner, you know. And he's just a glue guy, man. And every team needs, you know, a few of those guys, and that's what we have. You know, we have that in Josh, we have that in OG, you know, and I think he's really going to help us in the future.
Once again, we're talking. Yeah, go ahead, Al. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to agree. Just saying, I like what OG's brought to the team.
Yeah. I was just going to hit the reset. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP the Fanchise, Alex Trataros, former Knick, Tim Thomas in the building, and also the head coach of Paramus, Catholic. Shout out to Tim Thomas, man. Also the head of the Tim Thomas Academy. So Tim doing great work around the community, man. On the Randle front, Tim, a lot of speculation. When is he going to come back? How is he going to play? Carmelo on his podcast said, it's going to be a big adjustment having to, use that non-shooting shoulder and get used to the physicality. Did you ever suffer a shoulder injury like that over your career? Or, what are your thoughts on recovery and comeback?
I mean, that's a tough call because it is a shoulder, right? It's most people would think, it would heal proper and you'd be able to, maneuver and do the things that you, once was capable of doing before the injury. But I think it's a situation where it is going to be tough, for him to kind of, get a feel for just the game and what he can do with the shoulder. If it's, still pain, if it's stiff, if it's, if he's limited and, mobility. All of those things play a huge factor because you got to remember in basketball, you're always stretching your limbs, right? So if you're shooting, you're raising your arms. If you're playing defense, you got your arms out. If you're trying to deflect the pass, you got your arm. If you're passing the ball, you're using your shoulders. So so many different things that's going to come into play. But again, these guys now, they're playing with, with us older guys, we like to call it a trick of the trade with the new medicine and new technology and all those things. So, hopefully, he's once he comes back, he's comfortable enough to be able to get on the floor and do the things that he's comfortable with doing, or else, it's just going to be one of those things where, he's kind of forcing it. And then obviously if we take a loss, then the blame game and all that stuff going to come in. So I just, next time I get a chance to talk to him, that's one of the things I'm going to probably bring up. Just make sure that you're comfortable with playing, knowing that, you're limited in so many different elements of your game. So, but I played with a broken hand. So I don't know if you guys remember the Stephon Marbury clip when he did the spinning pass.
Spinning pass. Yeah.
So if you go look at that clip, that spinning pass, he hit me. And I think I caught it with like one hand and part of my body like a football player and just flipped it up on the backboard with the opposite hand. So yeah, you got to kind of check that out. But I play with a broken hand, but nothing with the shoulder. Obviously, you have your jam fingers, dislocated fingers, sprained ankles, stuff like that, but never with the shoulder. And then playing with the opposite shoulder. I mean, that's something else,
Now, hopefully Randle does come back and he's able to play comfortably as you're talking about, Tim. But let's talk about when this team, with all the injury reports, it seems like everyone should be coming back at some point. Maybe even Mitchell Robinson, we're lucky enough to get him for the playoffs. If this team is fully healthy, where do you think they stack in the East?
Oh, man. I mean, listen, I think overall, again, I think the pieces that we brung in are great pieces, great additions for the playoff run, right? Because you're going to have guys getting double. You got to have guys to be able to make shots. It's going to be a roller coaster. So I definitely, love our chances against, what the East presents, especially with Boston, Philly, and Milwaukee, so I love our chances, man. We got two guys that can score the basketball very well. Great group of, role players. So, and the one thing that's, I think, going to keep us in a lot of situations is the fact that our foundation is defense first, so yes, the game has changed. It's more about scoring, but, in the playoffs, I always tell people that ask me, why is it always such a grind? Because I'm like, once the scouting report goes out the window, it's over with, so, the scouting report is going to be there once guys understand, each other's tendencies and, game plans and stuff like that. Now it comes down to, who can actually get it done. So, again, the guys that we brung in, great group of guys. Anyone could give us, that boost, that energy, the scoring that we're going to need in tough situations. And, I love it, man. Let's just get it on and and let the chips fall where they may, right? I know everybody's itching right now.
We
Like these,
ready to get to April,
yeah.
man. Ready to get to April, man.
Yeah. It's like these last, 12 games is like, let's get it over with, man.
Yeah.
Let's get to the playoffs. Definitely.
Is that how you saw it as a player? Like when you were on teams that were looking forward to the playoffs, was it easy to kind of overlook these last couple of weeks of the season and kind of look ahead to see like who we gonna play, how we gonna match up? I got to make sure I'm healthy for it. Was it easy to kind of get overlook these last couple of weeks of the season?
No, well, I played in the '90s, so that's like the toughest era,
Yeah.
So, but still, I mean, it's right now it's all about positioning yourself, right, for home court advantage, all those kind of things. Obviously, you want your team to go into it fully healthy, so that's obviously not the case with us right now. But no, as a player, man, you definitely know that it's around the corner. I don't think no one tries to slack off or anything, but you definitely start trying to prepare yourself to get ready for that. So, it might be certain things that you might need to work on within the system of itself and kind of stay away from the regular season stuff where you're just out there trying different stuff. You want to get more consistent, more realistic within, the system and your strengths and your weaknesses. But outside of that, yeah, definitely around this time of the year, man, guys start, getting that playoff, bug going. So it's a good time.
It just feels like a formality at this point. Like, like as a Knicks fan, especially dealing with all these injuries, I just want to get everybody healthy, do like the 2K mode, just sim to the end. Let's see the playoffs. I want to see what it all looks like.
Yeah.
I'm just over it at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, the good thing about it for us though is that guys have been injured, guys are going to be coming back. So these last few games are kind of help us gel a little bit, get a rhythm, things of that nature. And then really start making that push, Teams like Boston is doing it right now. It's a few teams that's like really gearing up to let people know like what's coming. So I'm just excited to, like you said earlier, to be able to see, our full team at full strength, and kind of see what we have at that point. So.
Tim, you mentioned earlier that you've given some advice to Dante DiVincenzo. You mentioned that you will talk to Julius Randle when you get a chance. Is that something that's been kind of official as part of the team, or just you just being the OG around the team? You feel like you want to impart that wisdom as an OG and mentor.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always watching the game. I grew up a Knicks fan, so it was definitely a blessing to be able to play for the organization twice. So. When I am in a building, I'm watching the game, having a good time. But anytime I can, share some information, I'm always willing to do that. Like the big fella Robinson, I told him about his free throws. I'm like, your hand's so big, man. Just get your left hand off the basketball. Just open your hands wide and shoot the ball with your right hand. And he started doing it. He started making his free throws. Started looking, a lot better. So yeah, I mean that's just an OG thing, man. You always want to pass on. Some wisdom to the young cats, especially when you're there and you kind of see what they're struggling with.
That's dope. And you mentioned Mitch, and hopefully they get him back soon. But fortunately for the Knicks, their front court depth, especially in the big man rotation, they haven't really fell off because Hartenstein came in. He picked up where Mitch left off. Hartenstein went out for a little bit. Then Precious Achiuwa has been another revelation. What's been your thoughts on the Knicks center rotation since Mitchell Robinson went out?
I love it. I love it that we got a three-headed monster now. I went to a game where we was home against the Sixers and Embiid was basically beating up on our bigs, had our bigs in foul trouble because of all of the ISOs in the post and stuff like that. So, having three guys, possibly four with OG because he's guarding a little bit of everybody, that's going to help us. It's definitely going to help us, So I love the additions and what we have brung in. Now it's just a matter of getting a chance to see the whole entire group out there and see what the rotation is going to look like and all of those things. Coach is very old school. He plays, sometimes 6, sometimes 7, if you're
Yeah.
lucky, 8,
They,
8 a
the
night,
people in the chat said we need Tim on the bench. They say we need depth, man. Are you ready? Can you give them a couple of minutes?
Man, last game I was at, I told Dolan, I said, I'll come back. So I was joking with him. I said, I'll take 50. I said, I'll take 50 cash right now. He said, oh, you cheap. He said, you at least got to get the minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. So speaking about how Tibbs likes to go like 6, 7-man rotation deep, that's kind of the situation we're right now. What do you think about this experience for Dante and Hart playing so many minutes, playing above what their roles are for this team? How do you think that will help them in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, early on, once Dante got here, obviously you want him to kind of fit in and get adjusted. But you got to remember those guys been around each other for years in college. So, the chemistry and the bond and that stuff was already there between that group. But the one thing that I do see with the guys is that they're always going to be fighters. The Nova guys, they're always going to be fighters. They're always going to play hard, give it their all. I just think at some point, coach might need to go at least 8 deep or maybe 9 deep, to keep guys fresh. So again, hey, we might see that in the playoffs because now we got a deeper bench. So we might see that in the playoffs a little bit. Obviously now with guys being hurt, you got to play, hard and those guys, more minutes. So, we'll see. Hopefully he does that, and we're not wearing these guys out, too much for when the playoffs do come around.
And once again, we're talking to former Knick Tim Thomas. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. CP and Alex on the 1s and 2s. KFTV Postgame Live presented by Underdog Fantasy. And Tim, you spent a couple of tours here with the Knicks. The local product, when you came home in that trade from the Milwaukee Bucks, man, did you feel, was there any more pressure to perform with your hometown team going into that? Like, did you feel that as soon as you came here?
No. I mean, listen, like I always tell people, the one thing about the Knicks and the organization is like no other, right? I mean, maybe outside of the Lakers, but the stage, the foundation, the atmosphere of playing in the world's most famous arena, everybody wants to, put on a performance. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Thursday night, you know what I mean? So for me, it was more pressure of actually telling people no about tickets than actually playing the games because it's excitement, a kid growing up, in New Jersey, a Knicks fan, getting a chance to play on that court. Where you've seen all your the great ones play, all the guys you looked up to. I mean, it was just a thrill, but no, I mean, it's no added pressure because, once you get to that point of making it to the NBA, every night you have to basically prove yourself. So, to the fan base, no, I mean, that's what you want. You want the fans to motivate you and push you and all of those kind of things. So, it's nothing like playing in New York, man. It's nothing like it.
And it has to mean a lot because, to get that love from the fans now, when they put you up in the Jumbotron and things of that nature. Wasn't a lot of winning during your tours here. So I'm sure for you, has to mean a lot when you come back to the Garden and the fans show you love.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they understood, what was going on and, they seen the effort that was put out there. So, I mean, they definitely appreciate that. That's all New Yorkers, right?
Yeah.
If you soft and timid and you'll give an effort, they're going to show.
They let you know.
No, yeah. I mean, me and Stefan was talking about this about a month ago, just our run together and, being able to come back home and play in the Garden, two kids growing up, playing against each other and with each other. I mean, it meant everything to us. And, our fans definitely, understand that when they see us. It's always a great time being around the building.
With Steph, there was a recent piece on NBA.com with Jamal Crawford and Steph did a sit down, and I said this on Twitter that I'm glad to see a lot of the players now. AI same way is giving Steph his flowers because even though it wasn't a lot of winning here, and there's a lot of turbulence, Starbury the player, I feel like we've so much, so many people have forgotten about that, and I'd love to see that he's gotten his flowers now. What did he mean to you, both as a competitor and even as a teammate here in New York, man?
Oh man, it meant everything. I mean, so getting traded from Milwaukee to New York, my first game with the Knicks was in Milwaukee, right? So it was a national televised game. We was down, I think, like 15 at half. And I wasn't playing well, obviously, with the trade and trying to get adjusted. And that second half, Steph was like, listen, where you want the ball, if it's short post, whatever, we're just going to, get you the ball and let you get comfortable. Second half, I end up scoring like 25. We win the game. So, obviously, Steph is a class before me. So we played with each other, with the Gauchos. We played against each other in different camps and all of that kind of stuff. So, to have an opportunity to play with him, man, was everything because, I know his family. I know, everybody on that side. He knew my family from going to 5-star, different places like that. So it was everything, man. And Steph was a natural born killer. For the years being in New York, he held his own. Obviously, in New Jersey, he held his own, and we all know about the run he had with KG. But yeah, man, he was just a special, special talent, and that's just one thing about sports, man, in the world. Now it's once you're out of that limelight, they kind of forget about you. So
yeah.
And what he's done in China, I mean, come on, man, you can't take that away from him.
A couple statues, man.
Got a couple statues out there. So like we always talked about, man, he had a great career, he had a great run, and he's proud of it. I know that for a fact.
Now I got to know, Tim, what was your favorite moment as a Knick?
Favorite moment as a Knick. Well, what sucked for me was I didn't get a chance to play a playoff game in the Garden. Yeah, so we played the Nets. I got hurt that first game and all of the Fugazi stuff and all of that.
Yeah.
So what sucks is that I didn't get a chance to play a playoff game there. But I would say I told you guys about the broken hand. So I shot.
Yeah, we just showed that play. Matter of fact, we just showed a play to the audience.
Yeah,
we just showed that play.
So I shot. It's another clip. I played in the game and during the same time with the broken hand, and I hit a buzzer beater 3 from the corner. So the shot hit the front of the rim from the corner. It bounced high in the air. I don't know if it hit the backboard or the shot clock or whatever, but then it dropped. And here I am playing with one hand. So that was a thrill. For me, I'll never forget that. That one particular game.
Tim, you talked about playing in the 90s, man, in a ferocious era. You saw MJ, you saw Kobe, you played with AI, you saw AI, you saw young LeBron. There's a question going around for the current NBA players to talk about their top 5 most skilled in the game today. Who would you give your top 5 most skilled back in your era?
Back in my era?
Yeah, most skilled.
Oh, man. Yeah, so many guys, man. The game was so deep because a bench guy could give you 30. So it's not like now where you see, 2 all-stars on the team that's gonna, average 20, 30 a night or whatever. Back then it was whoever had it going, we're gonna milk the cow, But skilled players, Man, obviously, Scottie Pippen was my OG, was my role model. So, um, Scottie was super skilled, played so many different positions. Um, Obviously, we can always name MJ and Kobe.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. But I won't go there. I'll throw another name out. Grant Hill was a guy early on was an animal. Steve Smith was just so smooth and
buckets.
Oh man.
Bucket getter.
Yeah. It was just so many guys, man. I used to love playing against Deadlift Shrimp. He was a guy that, international guy, go left, go right, finish with the left hand, finish with the right hand. Stuff you see Kyrie doing, he was doing that at 6'9".
Wow.
Just so skilled and poised with his game. I'll stop there, but you kind of get the you kind of get the drift of like where I'm going. But you have to remember, like a lot of people say that, I'm what you see now, which is true with the bigs, the 6'9", 6'10" guys. But before me, it was a lot of guys that was skilled and could do a lot. Derek Coleman was another guy that was super skilled.
Yeah, DC.
Yeah, so
Beast.
it was just so many guys that can do what we see now. Big, being able to handle the ball, shoot the ball, all those kind of things.
How about Vin Baker? Vin Baker, another guy. A lot of people don't talk about like
that's
that.
what I'm saying. It was just so many guys, man, that could fill it up and just go out there and do whatever they wanted to do because they can get to wherever they wanted to get to on the floor. So. But yeah, it's a long list of guys, man. Long list of guys.
No question, man. But before we let you go, man, just tell the people about you have Tim Thomas Academy. You're also head coach of Paramus Catholic. So let the people know about your experience, man.
So, I've been blessed to play the game of basketball. I was the number one sixth grader in the country in the class of '96. I held on to that until I want to say my junior year, summer going into my senior year. A guy by the name of Kobe Bryant came out of nowhere, started tearing up the scene. Me and him was considered either one or two. It was all opinion based in the class of '96. I played on the greatest AAU team ever assembled. Myself, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, Rip Hamilton, Kevin Freeman, just to name a few. In 1997, my rookie year, I started my AAU program called Tim Thomas Players. This summer will be our 27th summer.
Congrats.
We produced 28 pros, 20 McDonald's All-Americans, sent over 15K kids off to college through the game of basketball. Recently, I just took a job at Paramus Catholic. This was my first year coaching high school basketball in the state of New Jersey. I coached 3 years in California. I also just started Tim Thomas Academy, which we're going to be doing some events, some junior Knicks events, some junior NBA events, just a bunch of training, skill set development, for the kids in the state of New Jersey. And other than that, man, you catch me at a Knicks game, you catch me at the Garden, check it out, Nova in the Big East tournament. And that's about it, man. Just enjoying life.
There you go, man. Well said. The Academy producing world-class athletes and men. Great job to you, Tim Thomas. 27 years, you said? 25?
20? This summer will be our 27th summer.
27th summer, man. So congratulations to you on that. As far as your coaching at Paramus Catholic, you played for a lot of legendary NBA coaches. Anybody in particular that you took a little bit of here, took a little here schematically, or just motivation wise?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. All of the coaches that you played for. The one coach that I really love was Lenny Wilkins. Lenny was, it's unheard of to have a guy that's a Hall of Famer as a coach and a player. But he was a great role model and mentor. But yeah, I mean it's a new era with these kids. You gotta be a little bit more patient and understand that aspect of it. But yeah, man, I'm enjoying the process of teaching these young men the game on and off the court. So that's what it's about.
That's what it is, man. Well, we definitely wish you the best of luck on your endeavors. Everybody in the chat, throw a number 5 in the chat to salute our guy, Tim Thomas. Tim, thanks again for the time. You're also doing a podcast coming up, right?
Yeah, man, my man Scoop B.
Yeah, plug the podcast.
Yeah, Scoop B. Yep. No nonsense. So all of that stuff will be dropping this week, actually. So you'll see that floating around on Instagram, Twitter, and all that.
There we go, man. So we'll be on the lookout for it. Tim, thanks again for the time. Let's go Knicks, and hopefully we can do this again, man. Hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna catch you guys probably once playoffs start.
Let's do it.
You know what would be ill? We should do one while I'm still in the arena, like directly after a game.
Right outside, man. Right outside. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. I'll hit you up and we'll coordinate it, man.
All right, fellas.
Thanks a lot. Yes, sir.
All right.
That was Tim Thomas, Knicks Nation. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Throw a 5 in the chat to salute our guy, Tim. Another quality KFTV production. CP the Fanchise, Alex Trataros here. You know what I'm saying now?
Absolutely, man.
Nothing we got to do.
Nothing like it, man.
It was a bum night. We had to go to the bullpen. We got to give the people a show.
And you throw up the bad signal. You got Tim Thomas in here. We got to ask him questions about his Knicks career, thoughts on the current state of affairs for this team, man.
No fugazi. I was Tim Thomas Hive. Heavy. Definitely Tim Thomas Hive when he was here.
Yeah, man.
It was some lean years. It was the dark ages. That was my guy still, man.
Dark ages is putting it lightly. But, hey, I wish you got to play in the playoffs, man. I felt so bad, man. They didn't get to play in the playoffs.
He didn't. They got swept by the New Jersey Nets.
We're not going to talk about that.
That was a tough
time. But, hey.
Tough time.
Look at that, CP. And you brought in a former Villanova Wildcat. Look at that.
Yeah, man. Who's to everybody in the chat, man? CP and Alex on the 1s and 2s. Great interview. Great guy. He was a beast, man. Beast coming up in the game. Played with Kobe. Did you hear what he said with that AAU team?
Dude, that's a stacked team. Kobe, Vince Carter on that team.
Insane, man.
Said Rip Hamilton too, right?
Rip,
I'm not going crazy.
Rip.
What?
Come on, man. You know, we like to talk about, today's game is different. Everybody's better than everybody. That 96.
You had that 5 in the NBA right now. How many people are you schooling?
Yeah. That 96 class. We didn't even get into talk about he got game Ray Allen, my other favorite player back in them days. We got to get Steph on here, man. Got to get Steph on here, man.
I mean, there's a whole list of people we need to bring on the show, CP.
Yeah. Shout out to JC. He's our guy, friend of the program. I've been trying to, the lengths I've been going through to try to get Steph on the show. I'm trying to get in contact with him. If anybody watching right now knows Stephon Marbury personally, anybody from CI, please hit him up. We're trying to get Stephon Marbury on the show.
You might need a translator at this point.
Bro, my man, I downloaded the Chinese WhatsApp. Y'all don't know the links I got to go to get in contact with people, man. The friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. I had to download the Chinese WhatsApp. Be called WeChat. I didn't know if my information was getting stolen or whatever. I had to take that chance. I had his number. I had his Chinese number. I had to hit him up on WeChat. No answer so far. No answer.
Who makes it? TikTok?
Probably. The makers of TikTok, probably. They're trying to get TikTok out of here. You saw that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to get TikTok out of here, man. So, yeah, that's just how it goes. Flyboy Kev know about the WeChat. I went on WeChat. I didn't know what I was reading. I'm just like, yo, take me to Starbury. Yeah, man. We'll get there, man. We'll get there. It's just one of those things, to try to get in contact with these people. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit difficult, So it is what it is. All right, man. Let's get to the phones before we wrap up. I saw some people in here. We got Cody Glock. We'll load up Cody Glock and Carlo. And away we go, man.
Oh, man.
Yo. How you doing, man?
Yeah, escape, man. Average 0 turnovers, friction mixing.
Damn.
Yes.
How you
Man, it's
how you
crazy,
feeling,
man.
It's a tough night tonight. How you feeling, man?
It's crazy. We went from having our best defensive game post-injury bug last outing to our worst offensive game of the season. Classic Knicks,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Premium Knicks, bro. We had Tim Thomas here. You feel me? Big up the OG. Big up the God. That's classic Knicks.
Classic, man.
I was hot when that buzzer sounded, but I'm not gonna bring out Sheldon to the party because I just don't got the energy, Sheldon. But I don't got the energy tonight, man.
Okay.
What are the odds that all the teams you're ahead of in the standings lose tonight, and you're facing the one team that are in the mix that are fighting for the same position, right? They don't got Tyrese Maxey. They don't got Joel Embiid. You got your peoples, bro. Hold on. Let me turn off my TV because I was watching and I don't want the sound delay to mess up the thing, man.
No audio.
Don't tomatoes.
No audio.
Don't throw me no tomatoes, man.
You know the rules. You know the rules, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, my bad, man. But
you slacking like the Knicks tonight, man.
No Joel Embiid, we still lose, bro.
Yeah.
All we have to do probably make three more threes, bro.
With the Knicks being
There's no
shorthanded,
excuse.
they are susceptible. We can't just expect to win every night. You got to earn it.
I feel you. And that goes into my other point. Like, it just goes down to, like, making shots, bro. Yeah. It's on the guys, bro.
Okay.
There's a couple shots. There's like 3-4 threes we could have made tonight, and we would have been up. We would have won the game.
Yeah. Okay.
And today would have been a nice little, because Alec Burke, you were supposed to give us something since we wasn't getting no offense. You didn't.
Yeah.
Shake Milton, he played for the Sixers, last year? Yeah. I know it's a new coach, but we could have seen him a little bit tonight shake things up. Tibbs, what's up, man? Yo, shout out Nikki Pipes, man. Shout out everybody. Whatever, man. I'm out, man. Yo, no. Hashtag P in the chat, man. I can't forget about the God Chuck team, man. Shout out you too, Alex, man. Shout out my Jamaicans, man. I'm out.
Forget. Yep. Cody Glock. Man. A bewildered Cody Glock tonight, Al. A bewildered Cody Glock tonight.
The Knicks are putting Cody. Sheesh. They're messing with his emotions, man.
Befuddled. I didn't even drop him off. He's, sometimes I just let him go into overtime sometimes.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Look, man. Nick's got his emotions all over the place.
Yeah.
He's happy. He's sad. Happy. Sad. I mean, come on, Knicks.
Come on, Knicks, man. Now, we'll be all right. Tuesday's another game. I think they'll come out ferocious and knock these guys out of here.
Come on. Don't we want to hear a Mitchie no snitchy over a Sheldon?
Yeah.
That's what we need, man.
I think we would, man.
I just sent you something about Kelly Oubre's post game.
What do you say?
It's in the Slack. Go check to see. Kelly Oubre's got some words.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Looks like it.
Let's hear what this guy has to say, man. He likes to talk a lot, man. I was just gonna get into key stats of the night, but let's get to it, man. We got to get into the important stuff. So, see what this fool has to say here. All right, hang tight. So to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. All right, let's go. Let's hear what this guy has to say. Here he is, Kelly Oubre. What is he talking about? Here we go.
It's just frustrations. This is a game of basketball. It's high energy. We're in the Garden, but I don't got no enemies in this league, and it was just funny. All of that stuff's funny to me. I don't know why. I just laugh because nobody finna fight. So at the end of the day, I'll see you Tuesday, bruv.
I'll see you Tuesday, bruv. Okay. I mean, he's talking about the incident with the big ragu here, Al. What did you think about it when it first went down? Did Ragu? I thought Ragu had a legit gripe here.
Bro, he got knocked.
Yeah. And then he was
I'd
standing
be
over
angry
him.
too.
Then he was standing over him.
Yeah.
I thought Ragu had a legit gripe here. Plus the frustrations and not just, the Knicks not being able to play well. I thought it was
all
warranted.
the boiling over.
I'm not faulting Ragu for it. I didn't think the technicals were warranted. It should have been a double tech. Oh, they did. They gave Paul Reed a tech, didn't they? But they didn't give Oubre a tech.
Nope. Oubre did not get a tech.
He should have got a taunting tech.
Yeah, you would think.
Right?
But look, Oubre's also a guy that knows how to push buttons, man. He knows what he's doing out there.
Yeah.
Can't pull a fast one over us. All right.
He should have got a taunting technical. Okay. If that's how he wants to do it, all right.
Bruv.
All right, bruv.
And now he's suggesting, CP, according to Christian Winfield of the Daily News, that Tyrese Maxey could be back on Tuesday.
Well, with the concussion thing, I wouldn't be surprised. You got another night off. I mean, if he doesn't come back, I'd be surprised. That's a pretty bad concussion, but hey, we'll be ready. They beat him with him the last time, right? We'll be ready.
Mm-hmm. Bruv.
We'll be ready to go, bruv. All right, so that we do have some more post-game sound bites from the guys. We'll get to that in just a second. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up on the feed. Boy, CP and Alex on the ones and twos. Key stats of the night, Al. Boy, this was dreadful here. Where do we want to start? Which putrid statistic do we want to talk about tonight with the Knicks? Is it the 32.5% from the field, 22.5% from three, 75% from the free throw line? They did win the rebounding battle by 3. Or how about the 21 turnovers that led to 17 Sixer points? They also lost the points in the paint battle. Only 30 points in the paint. Sixers had 34. Largest lead by the Sixers, 10-5. Largest was 5 for the Knicks, which was early in the game.
I think 9 for 40, considering that at half CP. The Knicks had 80 shot attempts tonight.
80.
Field goal attempts, 80. 40 of them were from downtown.
Wow.
And they only hit 9.
Wow.
So the 22.5 3-point percentage is the stat of the night that we're going to highlight because you took a lot of threes and you didn't hit that many. So as Tim Thomas said, if you're not going to hit their threes, this is the repercussion of it.
You're going to go home early. You're gonna go home early. Let's see. I mean, both teams scored 15 points in the first quarter. You had a 22-16 points second quarter. Knicks scored 16 in the second and 17 in the fourth.
I'm not too good on numbers, CP. Is that good?
50. Well, yeah, it was good. They trended upwards. 15, 16. They did manage.
But they know how to count.
Right. They did manage 25 in the third. And then 17 in the fourth. 17 in the fourth, man. So that was that for the night. Guys, remember that this portion of the show is brought to you guys by Underdog Fantasy. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com and use our code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. How does Underdog Fantasy work? Well, on the pick'em side, you picked 2 to 5 players for your chance to win up to 20 times your money. Pick them, watch them, win them. And all you're going to do is predict whether or not those players are going to do higher or lower than a given stat projection that Underdog Fantasy has laid out for that matchup for the player. You can mix and match sports. You have baseball coming up. Obviously, you have basketball going on right now. You have March Madness. You have hockey going on at the moment. And every day there are winners, man. Over $600 million have been won by customers on Underdog Fantasy. So definitely try their pick'em game and also their daily fantasy draft. That's another thing that I like about Underdog is that they have multiple games that you can play. And we here at KFTV have been getting in and active on the fantasy draft. And tonight, I was on it. I made the draft. I sent the link out to JD and Alex. And I made sure I didn't miss it tonight. Al, how's the score looking for the draft? Let's take a look here. Let's dig in.
I can't read it. I actually don't know who's winning it anymore. So it looks like we have to squash the entire thing and forget all about it.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
On to the next topic.
No. You see how they do? Ladies and gentlemen? Now all of a sudden he can't read. I got glasses for you, bro. I'm gonna FedEx you my glasses because I don't use them anymore. So that, you know what? If you need them, I got you, bro. I got you. Getting a little older now.
I appreciate it.
I got you. So I'll send you some glasses. But if you can't see, I can see just fine, ladies and gentlemen. I can see just fine because Team CP the Fanchise, led by Anthony Davis, who had a 70-point fantasy night with 19, 14, 5 assists, 7 steals, and 3 blocks. That is what fantasy basketball is about, ladies and gentlemen. It's stat sheet. You need the stat sheet, guys. Anthony Davis is a fantasy stud. 19 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 steals, and 3 blocks against the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. Did the Lakers win that game, by the way? Did the Lakers win? Are they winning?
They are down end of the third quarter by 1 point. 92-91 Minnesota right now.
So in our draft, it was me, you, and JD. I got 4 quarters left. I had the second pick. You had the first pick. JD had the third pick. So how it goes is Alex will draft first. I go second. Then JD will get 2 picks because it's a snake draft. So he will get
2 picks? Yeah, we're getting 2 picks.
He'll get back-to-back picks. So he'll get the third pick, and then it comes back. He'll get basically the 4th pick as well. So I had Anthony Davis. I had Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Tobias Harris, LeBron, and Precious. Anthony Davis did the best tonight. Mikal Bridges was okay, 25, 5, and 5, 3 steals. Jalen, he's not a great fantasy player. He's not a great fantasy guy.
He's a scorer. We talked about it last time.
Not a great fantasy.
It's outside of scoring when it comes to fantasy.
Yeah, because you get 1.5, I think, for every rebound, or 1.2 or 1.5 for every rebound, and either 1.2 or 1.5 for every assist. But then blocks and steals, you get 3 each. And turnovers is -1 for every turnover.
Yeah, I was ready for Rudy Gobert to be that guy tonight, but guess what? He's not playing. So
he didn't play.
They swapped Rudy Gobert out for me for Naz Reid.
I had Tobias, 11, 12, 2 assists, 2 steals. Not bad. I had LeBron, which I didn't expect much from him, but 19, 5, 6 assists for LeBron. And did you say that game was still going on?
The fourth quarter just started.
Okay. So I got a quarter with him and AD. It's a tie game?
Yep.
And then I went with Precious tonight because JD got Hart. I was looking for Hart, but I got Precious instead because he picked Hart. Had 8, 9, 2 blocks, and 3 steals. So my team has 242 fantasy points. JD's team is in second with 180. He's got 2 quarters left. He's got Ant-Man, Jared Allen, Nick Claxton, Josh Hart, Chet, and D'Lo. Josh Hart, not much tonight on the fantasy front. And then your team has 164. You had Dante, Naz Reid, SGA. Who else did you have? SGA, Darius Garland, Jaren Jackson, Jalen Williams. Kind of a quiet night for your team. Your team had potential.
They projected me to be the winner.
They did. They did.
But you know what? Projections mean nothing in this game.
Projections mean nothing. Still has to be.
You know what stinks, CP?
Yeah.
This is what stinks. Darius Garland goes down. No Rudy Gobert. SGA decides to have what seems to be a quiet night. And now I got to rely on Dante DiVincenzo and Naz Reid to carry the way.
I liked Reid. I was looking to pick Reid tonight.
I was more looking forward for Rudy Gobert with blocks and rebounds.
Yeah, G5, we CP back. Yeah, we back, man. Yeah, we back, man.
You know what, CP? Maybe we should make a wager, a friendly wager, if you will.
Yeah, they was trying to send me to Cleveland the last time.
Yeah, no. That's the wager. This summer. How about that?
Do a live show from Cleveland.
Live show from Cleveland. And it's not going to be about basketball, anything. Just your food experiences.
Food reviews.
Every restaurant. How about that?
Food reviews from Cleveland. Oh, boy. Hey, I might.
Every pizzeria. Strictly pizzerias.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's get to the phones as we wrap up, man. Great show.
So you're going to take the bet or no? What's happening here?
Catch me on another night. Ask me on another after a win. When I'm in a better mood. 914 on the phones. 914. What's your name? Where are you calling it from?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. What's your name? Where are you calling it from?
How you doing? CP and Alex. Salute. Been a fan since 2013.
Okay.
I'm from New York, White Plains, New York.
Okay.
Currently living in Indiana. This first-time caller. Been a fan, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question for you guys to start off with.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're standing in the fourth, do you think we have a better chance beating the Bucks or the Celtics? And my personal opinion is that I believe that we will have a better chance against the Bucks because of depth. I believe the Boston Celtics have a lot more depth, including Derek White. I believe he's an outlier. Or he's just a person that has a lot of skills and technique that will definitely surprise everybody.
Yeah.
During the playoffs. I was a little disappointed with tonight. I believe that the Knicks had more of an advantage since Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid were out.
Mm-hmm.
My next question, so the first question was, who do you think we will have a better chance with? My next question to close off with would be Jalen Brunson. I know that he's been without Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, and Mitchell Robinson, three key pieces in our starting lineup. Do you think that he is still the 1A to our team? And do you think that he can lead our team if we were to be without key players such as those players? And I appreciate you for taking my call, and I respect you guys wholeheartly.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for representing the New York Knicks.
Absolutely, man. Call
You
back.
say you're from White Plains?
Yeah, we're in YO, man. Or White Plains.
I'm from Martine Avenue. From White
Let's
Plains.
go. Okay. Nice. I'm from White Plains
Yes,
as well.
sir, yes,
Nice.
sir.
There we go. See, you see that? More people from the 914 are calling in.
Nice. I have no idea where that is, but sounds like a nice neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, shout out to you.
shout out to you, man. And the other guy. What was the other guy talking about?
Yeah, we're not talking about that. That's why I wait until the end. That's why I wait until the end to ask the question.
It sounded like Barney from The Simpsons. That was your peoples, man. That's how y'all get down to White Plains.
That guy, I have no idea.
Oh, man. Okay, his first question was Bucks or Celtics, Al? Who would you rather face, Bucks or Celtics?
Bucks.
Even though
I think like I get that they're improving defensively. I get that Doc Rivers has just implemented simple things into their system that they were doing prior before Doc when they had why am I blanking on his name? Why am I blanking on the head coach's name? Anyway, this is all stuff that Budenholzer was doing with the Bucks as well. So I'm not it's nothing new to me. I also don't buy that defensively they can last. So I would take the Bucks just because the Celtics, man, like even though I'm not fully confident in them making the NBA Finals, their top six is just lethal. They're the team that you want to face last.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks have more flaws than the Celtics.
Yeah, I put it that way as well. More flawed. Even though the Celtics' depth has come into question as of late, especially their bench, I still got to take them over the Bucks. So I don't like that matchup with the Knicks and the Celtics. I don't like their versatility of their six. The Porzingis matchup, I just don't like it for the Knicks. And so I take the Celtics. I mean, I would rather play the Bucks, even though I don't think the Bucks would be a walk in the park either. I think that would be a very difficult matchup for the Knicks as well. And then as far as, Brunson being a 1A, listen, he's a very talented player, as we all know. Are we at now, if we're going to ask him to carry the team, I think you're asking for a lot, especially in the playoffs. Like, he's not that type of player. Like, they're still going to need a lot more help.
There's only a few players that can carry a team, and that's, LeBron James. We've seen him carry a team. Who's the next guy that can carry a team? I mean, we even saw a Steph Curry only team. That wasn't enough to lead the Warriors. Brunson is a very good player. I don't like this 1A conversation stuff. I think he is the guy. He is the leader of this team. You need the rest of the roster to be filled out properly for any superstar to thrive, but he's the one guy, okay?
Yep.
I look at Randle as a 2 guy. When I look at a 1 guy, it's like, can he get to his spots consistently? Brunson could do that. Can he score at will, essentially? Yes. When you come down to a clutch performance, does he give you that? Yes. That's why I think he's the 1 guy. But, like, the leader of this team, that's the number 1 guy for this team. But outside of, like, who can you rely on him, as you're saying, to take you all the way? We've only seen LeBron do that. Like, there's not many guys that can just take a team of, a limited roster all the way to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, true indeed, man. And speaking of the floor general, Captain Clutch, here he was post-game on his reaction to tonight's loss. It was Jalen Brunson.
I feel like a night where no one could get it on track.
Yeah, just one of those nights, but we had a chance to win, and we just didn't make enough plays in the end, a lot of turnovers, and but I got to be better as a player, as a leader, to make sure we're all ready to go, and we weren't tonight.
All right, he was ready to go home. And what Josh Hart have to say? Okay, here's Josh Hart.
Missed shots, didn't get in a good rhythm. Turnovers were out of hand. It was a unique game.
Yeah, Josh, how many turnovers we had? Like 5?
Josh Hart had, he had 6 turnovers.
Yeah. And here was Josh Hart on whether or not this game will sit with them for a long time, even though they got to play Tuesday.
Is it easier to flush it and just move on to Tuesday?
No. This one will be on my mind for till Tuesday. Watch film, get in the gym, recover. But this one will sit for a while.
All right, that was Josh Hart on the sting of the playoffs, Sal. So there it is. Yeah, man, chalk it up, toss it out, and just be better for Tuesday. That's all they can do, man. That's all they can do. And that's that, man. Great show. Back at it on Tuesday. Let's get this W, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yep. Good job. Great show, bro. Salute to Tim Thomas, former Knick Tim Thomas. No fugazi, man. Salute to Tim for coming through. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel before you leave. Shout out to Rob, Al, join the Fanchise channel members. Rhyme Animal, Chuck D, thank you again. Thank you, Artman Steve. He says, I got his super chats. I got Boney. Christian B, $5 super chat says, not enough room in that trunk tonight. On to the next one. Haiku Homie Al says, I like Deuce McBride, but he played like Deuce McMahon, if you catch my drift. Artman Steve says, I'm from CI. I'll make the call. Call Stephon Marbury. Tell him we want to hear from him on KnicksFanTV. Great show, K-Dot. Salute to K-Dot. Al, Oppenheimer won the Best Picture tonight at the Oscars, man. Were you watching the Oscars? Did you watch Oppenheimer? What do you think, man?
No and no.
Okay.
So I did not do any of those things.
So, me and wifey were watching last night until I realized it was a 3-hour film. And then things got interesting because my old ass, I can't hang like that no more. 3 hours.
3 hours?
The last 3-hour flick I saw was what, like Titanic? You know what I'm saying? Endgame was almost 3 hours.
What was it, Gangs in New York? Yeah.
I was
it Gangs in New York?
I got to treat Oppenheimer like a Netflix special. 3 parts. 3 1-hour parts.
3 1-hour parts.
So I got through about a half hour last night. Did about another hour and a half today. And we'll cut it and we'll save it for the rest of the week. It's going to be like a Netflix series. 3 hours, man. Come on, man. Hey, I'm going to make a 3-hour movie. But it's good. It is good. I will say so far, it's pretty good. I haven't finished. I'll let you know next week. Ask me about it next week. But so far, so good.
CP, you're older than me, man. You know, aren't you from the generation where you're supposed to be able to sit down, watch a film for 3 hours?
Not at nighttime.
Isn't that what your time is?
Not at nighttime, man. By the time
CP,
you get through,
this is like your entire generation, isn't it?
Bro, when you get through an entire day, man, I'm out of there. But by 11:30, if I'm not outside with it, now if I'm outside with it, I can go. You know what I mean? You know, me and you have hung out before. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we outside, I can go outside. I can stay outside. But if I'm, at the house, by 11:30, the engines are shutting down. You know what I mean? The engines are shut down. I'm just like,
I'm just impressed, from a guy who used to watch Nickelodeons back in your time, where you actually used to have a nickel and you used to go out for that now you can't sit down for a 3-hour movie. You've seen it all, CP.
3 hours. Good Lord. That's a lot of time, man. That's a lot of time, bro.
So what are you watching? Lord of the Rings? You watching?
Used to. Back in the day, those were good when I saw them. Yeah, man. 3-hour parts. I mean, 3 parts.
Okay.
3 parts, man. Anyway,
CP
man.
is not doing a Star Wars marathon, Lord of the Rings marathon. He's not watching Gang of New York.
No, sir. No, sir. Casino. That was a good movie, though. Casino was a good movie. Anyway, man. Have a great week, Al. Have a great week, all the mods. Salute to Chuck D. Salute to all the mods. Remember that the show's available in audio podcast format. Salute to our sponsors, UnderdogFantasy.com. Use our code KFTV for a first-time deposit match of up to $100. Salute to Gingerhales. Go to Gingerhales.com. Try out that ginger lemonade, man. Trust me, you will love it. Promo code KFTV for 15% off your first order. And salute to Jamaica Queens 22, Al. Fanchise channel member says, we'll be all right, y'all. Darkest before the dawn. Way to end it. We'll see y'all Tuesday. Rematch. Run it back. Revenge. Peace.